This is IkSC International Kangaroo Science Contest, and this video consists of solutions of question number 11 to 20 of the past paper 2020, and it's for class 9 and 10, that is also known as junior level. The video initiates with question number 11. A number of n identical batteries having an electromotive force E and an internal resistance small r are connected either all in series or all in parallel to an external resistance R. Can the circuit through this resistance be the same in both cases? A. It is the same always. B. It can never be the same. C. It will be the same only if big R is smaller than the small r. D. It will be the same only if battery resistance is very much smaller than the external resistance. E. It will be the same only if both resistances are equal. Here you can see the circuit of the internal battery system, which consists of EMF and internal resistance, ammeter, external resistance, which is in parallel with the voltmeter, and at the end there is an equation which is written V external equals to E. E is actually the IMF minus I R internal. This is the equation we are going to take. Next, instead of E, we are putting the value of EMF. E equals to IR. If R internal equals to R, then circuit current will be same. So V external equals to IR minus IR, and it will become 0. Here the answer is option number E. It will be the same only if R equals to R. Question number 12. The differences between the physical and chemical properties of the compounds of the chlorine isotopes with the hydrogen atom are determined by A. Color, B. Mass, chemical bond, C. D. Electric properties, E. Chemical formula. Chemical properties of different isotopes are nearly identical. However, physical properties of isotopes such as mass, melting or boiling point, density and freezing points are all different. The physical properties of any isotope are primarily determined by its mass. So option number B, mass, is correct. Next, question number 13. A beam of white light falls at an angle of incidence I on a glass plate with parallel plane faces. At the exit through the plate we will see option A, a beam of white light parallel to the incident one. B, a beam of white light propagating at an angle R which is smaller than I. R is the refractive angle and I is the incident angle. C, a beam of white light propagating at an angle R which is greater than I. D, beams of different colors of the spectrum which propagate parallel to the incident one. E, beams of different colors of spectrum which propagate in different directions. Here is some explanation. When white light enters the glass plate at the angle of incidence at parallel plane faces, then dispersion occurs. This causes splitting of all colors inside the plate. All the colors of light return to their original direction of propagation as they refract back out into the air. So at the exit of glass plate, there will be beam of different colors propagate in parallel with the angle of incidence. According to that explanation, option number D, beam of different colors of the spectrum which propagate parallel to the incident one, is the correct option. Question number 14. Which of the following are the stoichiometric coefficients of the substances in the chemical reaction equation XHI plus YHIO3, which gives ZI2 plus TH2O? So options are available from A to E. X, Y, Z and T are the coefficients. Now what we are going to do is take the equation, and by using one by one options, by putting the coefficients in the equations. Here is the equation. By putting the coefficients, what we will get, H equals to 3 plus 1 equals to 4, but on the other side H equals to 3 multiplied by 2 equals to 6. So 4 and 6 are not equal. It means both sides are not equal, so the option is incorrect. Now we are going to use option number B. Well, this option is correct, But how? We have to prove it also by putting the coefficients over there. Now, what are the hydrogen atoms on both the sides? It's 6 and 6. Iodine atoms are also 6 on both sides, and oxygen atoms are 3 on both sides. So every atom on the both side is equal. It means option number B is correct. Moving on, question number 15. If a series of n identical capacitors, two of them break, then the equivalent capacity A increases n over n by 2 times, B increases n times, C decreases n minus 2 times, D increases n minus 2 times, E increases n minus 2 over n times. Here is the formula for the series capacitors if there are n capacitors attached to the circuits. You can actually see that. By using that formula, we are going to solve it and make the equation, or the solved equation at the end. Ct equals to, the third step, I am going to take Ct equals to 1 over 1 over n plus 1 over n, as C, the value of C is n for every capacitor. The next step, the n moves to the upper side because it is actually in the denominator of the denominator. In the next step, n over n plus, and there are n times n1. But there are two capacitors which broke down, so Ct equals to n over n minus 2. Here the answer is increases n over n minus 2 times. Because the denominator, whenever how many capacitors break, the denominator will be minus and the denominator will become smaller. If the denominator is smaller, then the value will be increases. Question number 16. The atom of element E needs 3 electrons to achieve an octet configuration on the third shell. The number of protons of element E is A3, B10, C15, D25, E30. The octet rule states that the atoms like to have 8 electrons only in their full outer shell. Well, this is an electronic shell which consists of 3 shells, n1, n equals to 1, n equals to 2, and n equals to 3. Here first shell which consists of only 2 electrons, second shell will take 8 electrons, and third shell is the octet shell and which must have 8 electrons. First and second shell will combine having 10 electrons, and third shell must have 5 electrons because it needs 3 more electrons to become an octet shell. So total electrons are 15 as well as protons. Here the correct option is option number C, 15. Question number 17. Consider a perfectly elastic collision between two bodies of equal masses which move in the same direction. Which of the following statements is true? A. One body stops, the other moves at a speed equal to the sum of the initial speeds of the bodies. B. One body stops, the other moves at a speed equal to the difference of the initial speeds of the bodies. C. The bodies gain equal velocities of different directions. D. The body interchange their speeds. E. The bodies move or stop. When two bodies of equal masses moving in the same direction collide, then they only interchange their speeds due to law of conservation of mass, which is m1v1 equal plus m2v2 equals to m1u1 plus m2u2. Regarding that explanation, the correct answer is option number D. The bodies interchange their speeds. Moving on, question number 18. The particles contained in the nucleus of the radioactive oxygen isotope O18 by 18 are A 10 protons, B 10 protons, C 18 protons, D 8 protons and 10 neutrons, E 10 protons and 8 neutrons. So total electrons or protons are 8, atomic mass is 18. Neutrons, formula is atomic mass minus proton. Neutrons, 18 minus 8 equals to 10. According to that, option number D, 8 protons and 10 neutrons is the correct answer. Question number 19. If a conversion glass lens Ng equals to 1.5, the focal length f in air is introduced into water and W equals to 4 by 3, then options are available. A. It will behave like a divergent cell. B. Its focal distance will remain the same. C. Its focal distance increases 4 times. D. Its convergence power will increase 4 times. E. It will only form real images that are larger than the object. So we all know that the formula we have taken by putting the values, dividing the two equations we get, and this is the calculation. So F water equals to 4 times F air. According to that, option number C, its focal length will increase 4 times. Now we are at the end of this slide, and the last question number 20, is some chemical elements of a group in the periodic system form diatomic compounds which are in 3 aggregation states: gaseous, liquid, and solid. Which of the following sequences contains only such chemical elements? From option A to E are given. Let us go for some solution. The diatomic elements, these are hydrogen, nitrogen, fluorine, oxygen, iodine, chlorine, bromine. According to that, option number E is correct. Chlorine, bromine, and iodine